in my day, we used to play the Mario Galaxy just by ourselves.
Just by ourselves. We did 1P runs. 2P runs didn't exist.
Yeah. We only played with one player. You'd have to wait out all the Camilla cycles. We thought it was RNG.
We thought it was RNG.
Back in my day when we were playing the video game, the Super Mario Galaxy, the Mario record with 2P was faster than the Luigi record 1P, and no one even bitched about that. Now you got all these kids with their, oh my god, 2P needs to be split. You got Big Boy Dangers coming into the Galaxy server, and he's like, why shouldn't we split 2P? I want 2P split. Why the fuck you want to do that? All you do is you just start some drama and get the fuck out of there. Why the fuck would you want to do that? Back in my day when we were doing the 2P, we would put our controller on the ground and we'd just play with our feet. Now you got all these kids on their 3D All-Stars with their 2P with Joy-Cons. Why the fuck you gonna use a Joy-Con? And then you got these Melty Molten 2 ball skips. How the fuck do you think you're gonna skip the damn ball? I hope this is in the beginning of a PB video. In fact, I hope this run gets world record.
Yeah.
Because that would be really funny. Back in my day, when we were doing the SMG1, the world record was like a 235. Now you got all these kids with their 221s. Where the fuck you get a 221? How the fuck you gonna do that? I bet you Mr. Cloud Kirby, he's right about globaled right now. We had the 80% Mario was faster than the 80% Luigi. Back in my day, when we were getting...
That scared the crap out of me.
When we got to the Bowser 1, we didn't even do a death warp. Now you got all these kids, they jump into black holes and they spawn like 20 feet in the air. Why the fuck you gonna do that? That seems like so-so. You just long jump around the damn thing. You got all these kids, they're taking deaths. What if they fucking game over? Back in my day when we were playing the video games, they were all in 2 dimensions. Now you got all these kids with their Super Mario 64. Why the fuck you want to play that? And you got all these elitists and they're like, we gotta play on the N64. You're literally losing time. Why the fuck you don't want to play on DC? And you got the 3D All-Stars, that's even worse. I don't even know why you want to do that, but the kids do it anyway. Back in my day, when we were doing the 602 races, we actually got rated by the person 1 placement above ourselves. Now you got all these kids, they got the Mutants Abyss, they raiding the Bread Ghost, and then the Flygonman finishes in front. How the fuck you gotta do with that? All these kids, they want their viewers and shit. How are you supposed to, you break the chain and now the whole rating system's fucked up. Then you got 360 Chrism. He finishes the 602 and he's like, fuck you, Flygonman. I'm not gonna raid you. They're disrespecting these youngins, goddammit.
Oh my god.
Back in my day, there was no 3D All-Stars. If you wanted to play the Mario 64, you had to actually have an N64, and you play with a 3-pronged dildo. You shove it up your asshole. Now you got all these kids, they play SM64 on the Nintendo Switch. What the fuck is a Switch? The only switch I know is switching the light off. Back in my day, when we were going for the world records, you didn't have that fat old man, creepy guard, the Belgian waffle, going for 242 record on All-Stars. You actually had to play on Wii U like a normal person. Now you got all these kids with their Joy-Cons. What the fuck is a Joy-Con? We had a Wii remote and a nunchuck and a sensor bar that didn't even work half the time, but you dealt with it. Back in my day, when we were doing our marathon speed runs, we actually finished the runs we started. Now you got all these kids, they just do an 1862 and they reset like 10 hours in. Why the fuck would you even start the marathon if you're just gonna reset every time? You got all these kids, you got all these nerds. Now you got all these dergs, you got Blood Derg, you got Habo Derg. They started in 1862 and they just quit like 12 hours in. Back in my day, when we were speed running the video games, we'd play like one game a day. Now you got all these kids with like 13 different games. Why the fuck you want to play that many games? You just like put some Spyro in there, some Crash in there, some Banjo in there. Why you got so many games and even Mario? Doesn't even make sense. Back in my day, you could do one run of 242 and you get the world record by like an hour.
By like an hour.
Now you got all these kids, they're going for sub 9. What the fuck is sub 9?
Yes, why is this run good? I don't know.
You got this idiot child saying sub 9 is free.
Back in my day, there was no hardcore gaming. The only hardcore gaming anybody did was they went to the arcade. Back in my day, there was no such thing as a foot fetish. You'd just play with your feet for Super Mario Galaxy and no one gave a hoot. Nowadays we got all these kids that are like, show feet. Why the fuck you want to see my feet? Back in my day we had to watch the whole cutscene before Galaxy Generator. There were no purple idiot skips.
There was no army to find purple idiots.
What the fuck? I missed the tennis ball. What the fuck? Back in my day, there was one good song, and that was Gangnam Style. And all the people played it after they got their PBs. Now you got all these kids with their fucking Reese's Puffs songs. Why the fuck do you care about Reese's Puffs? It's just a damn cereal. Hey there, cool. What the fuck is that kind of username? Back in my day when you were playing the Mario games, we played the games where the Mario, you could actually see him. He wasn't just a damn piece of paper. Now you got all these kids with their long hair and they're like, oh my god, let me play the paper Marios. Why the fuck you want to play that? That's just a fucking piece of paper. That's what you call a loser right there. Some dude who just fucking plays with a piece of paper all day. Want to do that? Fold some origami, damn it. Back in my day when we were playing the video games, the world record was still a 235. Now you got all these kids, they spend like 6 months of their goddamn lives Thinking about sub 230 all the time. Why the fuck you want to do that? Back in my day, there was no ramp skip. Now we got these kids going for rock jumps. They're dying all over the place. Melty Monster S was a free star. Now all these kids, they're like, let's do 6 ramp skips. What the fuck is a ramp skip? Back in my day, when we were typing something out to send to our friends, we'd have to pull out the typewriter and you'd press the little keys on the buttons and it'd take you like an hour to write 2 sentences. And now you got all these kids, they're like stuck in the past. Like you got Pato over here, SMG mod, takes him like a whole day to write a sentence. How the fuck you gonna get that done? My mod application is gonna take like 4 weeks to do. What the fuck kind of mod is that? And you call this band a super mod? Back in my day when we were having a conversation with somebody, we actually responded to what they're saying. Now you got all these Belgian waffles and they're just like, asked. Why the fuck you gotta say ass to everybody? It makes no sense. Just listen to what the goddamn person gotta say.
Yeah.
Back in my day, when we were playing the video games, we played 1 game at a time. We didn't even think about playing 6 games at a time. And now you got all these kids, they're like, oh my god, let's add like Mario Party. Let's add this Mario Rabbit game. What the fuck is a Mario Rabbit game? Let's add Bowser's Fury. Why the fuck you want to do more than 30 hours? These fucking kids, and they've never done a speedrun in their life, they're telling the big boys what to do. Back in my day, if you wanted to talk to the SMG community, you'd log on to the SRL IRC channel and you'd post a message and you'd hope that someone was online and saw it. Now you got all these kids that have their Discord. What the hell's a Discord? They sit in voice chat all day and they're like, yo, how do I do the Honey Hop 1 skips? When I was a kid, you could get the world record by like an hour without even doing Honey Hop 1 skip. Back in my day, when we actually got into relationships, we actually held them true for the rest of the thing. Now you got all these high school kids and they're like, oh my god, let's go fucking. And that relationship lasts like 2 days, 3 days. Why the fuck do you even do that? You got Hex speedruns with his lifeguard girlfriend. Why the fuck does anybody think that would even work? I don't understand. Hex speedruns. You pick up the girl's Snapchat and you're like, oh my god, we're gonna become fuck buddies. When she texts him back and blocks him on all platforms. She's like, are you Hex speedruns on Twitch? And he's like, yes ma'am. And then she's like, you're fucking weird. Poor Hex. Yeah, he can cry about it.
What in the goddamn, bro?
Oh my god, wait.
Bro.
I literally...
Back in my day, when we were texting our soon-to-be girlfriends, they would actually tell us how their day was going. Like, they would give us details and shit, not just saying IDK. Now you got all these kids out here with their iPhone 27s saying you don't need to know all the details of my life. I'm not trying to stalk you. I'm just trying to make a conversation.